Hi everyone, it's Andrew from RunSensible. In this video, we'll explore RunSensible's Transactions feature, connect real bank activity with your internal financial records, review imported transactions, and link them to invoices, bills, expenses, or trust records. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and click the bell icon to be notified of all new content. Let's begin. To begin managing your transactions in RunSensible, start by clicking on the Transaction option located in the left side menu. This will take you to the main Transactions page. This section displays a complete overview of all internal bank accounts created within RunSensible. It serves as the central location for reviewing, organizing, and maintaining bank transaction records within the platform. Before connecting a real bank account to RunSensible, it is important to confirm that a corresponding internal bank account already exists in the system. The internal account represents the bank account within RunSensible and serves as the location where imported transactions will be recorded. The internal bank account must be added to RunSensible before any integration or transaction import can take place. To create a new internal bank account, click the Add Bank button located at the top right corner of the screen. This action opens a form where you can enter the information required to define the account within the system. At the beginning of the form, you must select the account type. The available options typically include trust, business, and credit card. Selecting the correct type is important because it determines how transactions related to that account will be handled and organized within the system. Select your account type carefully because once it's set, it cannot be altered. After choosing the account type, you can complete the remaining fields that define the account. These fields usually include the chart of account number, bank name, and bank account number, which is typically an internal code used for bookkeeping. Additional optional fields may also be available, such as branch name and branch address, which allow you to store more detailed information about the bank if needed. Inside this interface, you will also see the Is Active toggle. This setting allows you to activate or deactivate the account. If an account is no longer being used but you want to keep its historical records for reporting or audit purposes, you can deactivate it instead of deleting it. Deactivating the account stops it from being used for new transactions while keeping all past data intact. The account type cannot be changed after the bank account has been created. For example, if the account was originally set up as a business account, it cannot later be changed to a trust or credit card account. If you need a different account type, you must create a new internal bank account and select the correct type during setup. This rule ensures that transactions remain properly categorized and financial reports stay accurate. Once all necessary details have been entered, click the Save button at the top right corner of the form. The internal bank account will then be created and will be available for linking to a real bank account or for importing transaction data. Users can also connect a real bank account to an existing internal bank account. To do this, click the Link Account button located in the top right corner of the screen. A secure pop-up window provided by Plaid will open within RunSensible. Use the search bar to find the financial institution where the account is held. Then select the correct bank and click Continue to login. A secure authentication page for the selected bank will then open in your browser. The appearance of this page may vary depending on the bank, as each institution has its own login interface. Enter your online banking credentials, such as your username and password, directly on this secure page. The login process takes place within Plaid's encrypted environment, and your credentials are not stored in RunSensible. After successfully linking an external bank account to RunSensible via the Plaid integration, the system will prompt the user to perform an essential step associating the newly connected bank account with one of the internal bank accounts defined within the system. In RunSensible, internal bank accounts may include operating accounts, trust accounts, credit card bank, or any other custom-defined ledger. It is important to map the external bank account to the correct internal account in order to establish a clear connection between the two. By selecting the appropriate internal bank account, the user ensures that transactions from the linked real-world bank account are properly categorized in the system. Once this mapping is completed, users can proceed to associate each imported bank transaction with the corresponding financial records such as invoices or expenses. Establishing this relationship between the actual bank data and the system's internal accounting structure ensures that financial activities from external bank accounts are reflected accurately in the system. This process not only streamlines the tracking of transactions, but also maintains a fully traceable connection between real-world banking activity and case or matter-specific financial workflows. RunSensible supports importing transaction data from external files, such as Excel files or CVS statements exported from an online banking portal. To begin this process, click the Import Transaction button located next to the Link Account button. This opens the Import Bank Transactions interface, where users can choose between uploading a file manually or linking a bank account through Plaid. On the left side of the interface, users can upload a file directly. The system provides a drag-and-drop area, along with a clickable Browse File link inside that area, which allows users to select and upload a file from their device. This option is useful for importing historical records, working with banks that are not supported by Plaid, or managing transactions manually. On the right side of the interface, users can link a bank account through Plaid for automatic transaction synchronization. After selecting and uploading a file, click Continue at the bottom right of the screen to move to the next step. After continuing, the system prompts the user to select the internal bank account that will receive the imported transactions. A drop-down menu displays all internal bank accounts currently configured within RunSensible. The user must select the correct internal account to ensure that the uploaded transactions are associated with the appropriate ledger structure. Once the internal bank account is confirmed, the system directs the user to the field mapping interface. This stage ensures that the structure of the uploaded file aligns correctly with RunSensible's internal transaction fields. The interface is divided into two coordinated steps. On the left side, users define the file format. The system first asks whether the first row of the file contains column headers. If the first row includes labels such as date, amount, or description, the user should select Yes from the drop-down menu, which is the default option. If the file starts directly with transaction data and does not include headers, the user must select No from the same drop-down menu. This selection determines how the system interprets the first row when processing the file. Next, users must specify how transaction amounts are organized in the file. Some bank statements use a single column for amounts, where positive values indicate deposits and negative values indicate withdrawals. In this case, select one column from the drop-down menu, which is the default option. Other statements use two separate columns, one for money received and another for money spent. In that case, select two columns from the same drop-down menu. Choosing the correct option is important because it determines how the system identifies and categorizes deposits and withdrawals during the import process. Users must also select the correct date format used in the file, such as month-day-year or day-month-year format. This ensures that transaction dates are interpreted accurately and prevents formatting errors that could affect record accuracy. On the right side of the interface, users map each column from the uploaded file to the corresponding system field in RunSensible. Required fields typically include date, amount, and description. If the file uses a single amount column, that column must be mapped to the amount field, and the system will rely on positive and negative values to determine transaction type. If the file uses two amount columns, each must be mapped separately to the money received and money spent fields. Completing this mapping process correctly ensures that all imported transactions are properly classified and recorded within the system. After completing the field mapping configuration, the system displays the data verification interface. This final stage allows users to review all extracted transactions before they are permanently added to the internal ledger. At the top of the screen, the system provides a reminder that income transactions are generally represented as positive values and expenses as negative values. Because banks may format exports differently, users must carefully verify that each transaction reflects the correct type and amount. The interface presents a detailed table listing all transactions from the uploaded file. Each row represents a single transaction and includes the transaction date, the amount received or spent, and a description. Users should review this table carefully to confirm that amounts, dates, and descriptions match the original bank statement and that deposits and withdrawals have been interpreted correctly. Each transaction includes a checkbox that allows users to control which entries will be imported. Users may select individual transactions or use the master checkbox at the top of the column to select or deselect all entries at once. This selective control allows irrelevant or duplicate transactions to be excluded from the import. When the review is complete, clicking the Import button at the bottom right of the screen finalizes the process and adds all selected transactions to the designated internal bank account. If adjustments are required, users may click the previous button to return to earlier steps and modify file format settings or field mappings. This structured verification process ensures that only validated and approved transaction data becomes part of the organization's financial records within RunSensible. After connecting your bank accounts and importing transaction data into RunSensible, all related information becomes visible in the Transactions interface. At the top of this section, each internal bank account is displayed as a separate card. These cards provide a quick summary of the most important details for each account, allowing users to easily review account status and balances without opening the full account record. To view the transactions associated with a specific bank account, select the corresponding bank account card. The transaction table below will then update to display only the transactions related to that selected account. Each card represents one internal bank account created within the system. The card displays the account name at the top, such as Operating Bank or Trust Bank, making it easy to identify the specific account. If the internal account is linked to a real-world bank through Plaid, a small link icon appears next to the account name to indicate that an active connection exists. Directly beneath the account name, a large bold figure shows the current balance retrieved from the connected real bank account. This balance reflects the live bank data synchronized through Plaid. It is important to understand that this figure only reflects accounts that are actively linked to a real bank. It does not include balances derived from transactions that were manually imported using a file. The displayed amount represents the actual balance reported by the external financial institution. Below the bank balance, the card shows the corresponding account name from the chart of accounts. This indicates how the internal bank account is structured within your accounting framework and ensures clarity in financial reporting. Further down on the card, the RunSensible balance is displayed. This balance is calculated based on the transactions recorded inside RunSensible itself, meaning the transactions created or processed within the system as part of your internal accounting workflow. It is important to distinguish this from imported bank transactions. Imported transactions reflect activity from your real bank account, while the RunSensible balance reflects the balance based on transactions recorded within the application. If your internal account is linked to a real bank and all transactions have been properly recorded inside RunSensible, the RunSensible balance should match the bank balance. However, if certain transactions exist at the bank level but have not been recorded in the system as application transactions, the two balances may differ. If the account is connected to a real bank, a synchronization date may appear on the card. The date indicates the last time the system synced with the external bank. In the top right corner of each card, you will see the sync symbol along with an Actions button. Clicking the sync symbol allows you to manually update the connected bank account and refresh the bank transaction data within the system. The Actions button provides additional management options for that specific internal bank account. Okay, that's it for this video. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel to keep up with all the latest videos. As always, we want to thank you for choosing RunSensible.